wonderful world that we live in, there's the stuff that we know. You know, I know how to speak English. I know how to ride a bicycle. I know how to shoot a bow and arrow. I know how to skeet shoot. Know how to drive a car. Know how to do simple math. Know a little bit of French and a little bit of Spanish. Can maybe strum a chord or two on a guitar. And there's the stuff that we don't know, right? I don't know how to fly a plane. I don't know how to speak Ukrainian. I don't know how to do quantum mathematics. And I have no idea what the unified field theory is, right? It's like this for everybody. There's the stuff that we know and there's the stuff that we don't know. But interestingly, most of the knowledge in the universe is neither the stuff that we know nor the stuff that we don't know. It's the stuff that's so far outside of our frame of reference that we didn't even know we didn't know that. And when we have access to that information, that's when we have a eureka experience. That's when our minds open up to the possibilities that were in front of our face all of the time, but we were closed to it for one reason or another. We have an eye-opening eureka experience, and this is the job of longevity. This is what we are up to deliver eureka experiences regarding health and, to a lesser degree, the politics of medicine in the world, and also to a greater degree, breakthroughs in wealth. We're counseling people, giving people information about how they can dramatically increase their health and dramatically increase their wealth by working with longevity. We are in the business of opening minds, creating experiences, eureka experiences, and changing lives for the better. You want to be involved with a company like that? You want to be involved with people like that? FireYourMDNow.com. Follow the links. Join us. And let's walk boldly into the future together. Let's go to Texas and see what Alex is up to. Hey, Alex, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, how you doing, Doctor?
Very, very good. Thanks for the call.
Thanks for taking my call. I have a question for you. I'm currently taking some of the tangy tangerine. I'm taking some of that D3 multivitamin and some of the kelp for the iodine, and some 100 billion culture probiotic pills.
Yeah.
In my effort to improve my health, I mean, I definitely do feel better, but the main reason why I started trying to, change my diet, I incorporated a lot more green vegetables. I got me a Vitamix, and I drink either in the morning or in the evening a green smoothie.
Yeah.
Religiously. Like I said, my health has improved. I mean, I feel a lot better from the point that I started. I have more energy. I mean, I feel great. But the reason why I started doing this was because I had trouble, like digestive problems, I guess you can call them. I would every time I have a bowel movement, it's kind of like diarrhea.
Yeah.
And I attribute everything to diet. And I was before this. I'm 27 years old. I was for probably 27 years or most of it. I ate the regular American diet, which is crap. And recently I started changing it. Like I said, I no longer eat any of the 10 bad foods, and increase all my, like I said, all my my green intake and all that. But I still have trouble with my bowel movements have not improved in the sense that they're still kind of like diarrhea-like.
Yeah, okay. So how long have you been doing the longevity supplements and eliminating the 10 bad foods?
The supplements I've been doing for about 5 months, and the completely eliminating the food. I started kind of slowly, but I completely eliminated the 10 bad foods in the last 3 months. I completely stopped eating.
Okay, great. Very, very good. And for how many months or years in your life have you been dealing with the bowel issue with the frequent diarrhea?
As I was sitting here and listening to what you were telling the other lady, I was thinking, what was the point where I started getting diarrhea? And I remember it was around when I was 17 years old, and I got prescribed Accutane.
Yeah.
And I remember, I mean, I made no connection to it whatsoever. I don't know if there's any connection, but I remember around that time when I started taking Accutane.
Yeah.
And I followed the whole whatever the doctor prescribed, the whole regimen, you know. And I remember ever since then, I've had problems with that.
Yeah. So, well, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? And that's exactly because there has to be something that causes something. You don't just get, diarrhea because you have a digestive tract, right? You get diarrhea because of a certain reason, and in this case, Accutane. It's a form of vitamin A. It's used to treat severe acne. It can have a lot of kind of wacky side effects. So, given the fact that you had that experience with that drug, then you're on the right track with everything that you're doing. So I am going to recommend one thing, however, because you're a candidate for this, and this is an interesting thing. Often, one of the reasons that diarrhea is present on a consistent nature is, of course, consistent consumption of wheat, barley, rye, and oats, oil in a bottle, and the rest of the 10 bad foods. Now, you've eliminated those from your diet, and yet the problem persists. So we got to move to, step number 2, what do you think's going on here? The next most common cause of this is not enough water, not enough fiber, or not enough exercise. So I'm assuming you get enough exercise on a day-to-day basis. Are you a couch potato, or do you, do stuff with your body? Are you a weekend warrior sports guy, or what's your exercise like?
Well, no. Like I said, this has been an ongoing effort of me of improving. I'm currently overweight, and I have lost a little bit of weight, but I'm definitely nowhere near, and being a normal body weight. So,
all right, you understand from our point of view what it is that causes people to gain weight, right? Are you down with that? Do you understand that?
Yes. I mean, the way I understand it is it's basically the bad habits we've taken on.
No, that's incorrect. Oh, I'm glad we're talking about this, and this is a very, very important thing to understand, right? It's not your fault that you're overweight. It's not. It's your doctor's fault, because there's only one thing that makes people gain weight. Well, there's 2 things: prescription medications, especially prednisone, and oral anti-inflammatories. But number 2, the leading cause, the major causative factor of weight gain, whether it's 5 extra pounds or 500 extra pounds, is chronic nutrient deficiencies in the body. Because your body has wisdom, your body has intelligence, and your body knows that it needs certain amounts of vitamins and minerals and essential fatty acids. Your body knows what it needs, right? It's got gauges, internal gauges. It knows how much it needs. It also knows how much you've got. And when you start running on vitamin and mineral fumes, when your calcium levels are in the dirt, when your vitamin C levels are in the dirt, when your amino acid levels are in the dirt, your body freaks out and forces you to eat in the desperate attempt to fill its nutritional stores up. But the only problem is the food that we're eating doesn't have the nutrients in it. So we'll eat and we'll eat and we'll eat and we'll eat. We'll go to Olive Garden, eat 4,000 calories in half an hour, and then 2 hours later we're starving again. The only thing that makes people gain weight is eating too many calories. And the only thing that makes people eat too many calories is chronic nutrient deficiencies. So, as you go down the road of longevity, as your body becomes more and more saturated, more and more filled up with the proper nutrients, it's going to be easier and easier and easier for you to dial in a limited calorie diet. So the goal for weight loss is 1,500 calories a day or less. So you got to start counting calories and figuring out what 1,500 calories looks like, and then you dial that in, and you use extra Beyond Tangy Tangerine, extra plant minerals, extra this or extra that for the first 2, 3, 4 weeks to get you into the groove of a limited calorie diet. But once your body gets used to it, it's clear sailing, And that's how you're going to lose weight. The only reason that you've gained weight is because your body has before now been nutritionally starved. There's no gene that causes people to get fat. It's not because of a lack of exercise. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you have a psychological problem, and it's not because your parents were overweight or your distant cousin on your mother's uncle's side was overweight. It's not genetic. It's got everything to do with lack of nutrition and stupidity on your doctor's part. So this brings it all around for me, all right? So the one thing that I'd like to see you start to do every day is simple. I want you to eat 1 apple a day. I want you to eat 1 apple a day, and I want you to get a bottle or 2 of the plant-derived minerals. A bottle or 2 of the plant-derived minerals. And if you get 1 bottle of the plant-derived minerals, do 1 ounce a day. If you get 2 bottles of the plant-derived minerals, do 2 ounces a day. Add that to your current program, the plant minerals, 1 ounce twice a day. Continue to eliminate the 10 bad foods. Eat 1 apple a day. You don't have to eat the core. Just eat an apple. And do that for 3 weeks. And then call me back and give me a report. And I'm pretty excited for you, actually, Alex.
Got it. Thank you. And now that you make that point about the Accutane, you said in extreme cases of acne. I didn't have an extreme case of acne. He just kind of prescribed that,
Isn't that crazy? And we let him get away with it, and nobody holds their feet to the fire, and then there's years of suffering after the fact. Meanwhile, he's driving around in his Porsche, going to his second house with his third pool, and life is good for the doctor, but not so good for you and me. Glad you found us, Alex. You got to maintain the discipline here, buddy. It's only a matter of time until this rolls around for you. Call me back in the future with a report. I'll look forward to that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're kicking it today, December 5th, 2013. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. We're going to talk to Meg in Florida when we come back. Stick around. Do you know what Caisson disease is? You want to know how it's related to muscular dystrophy, cystic fibrosis, and fibromyalgia? Become an insider. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight with the man himself who forwarded and published the research over 1,000 autopsies done in northeast China in the province of Caisson by Dr. Wallach and his wife Milan. Remarkable breakthroughs that were completely blackballed by the conventional medical industry because, as Max Planck says, medicine progresses, science progresses one funeral at a time. People who are ensconced in their own particular ideology have no courage. They have no courage to be able to accept new ideas because it flies in the face of their previously mistakenly held beliefs. And in order for them to get on board that bus, they would have to admit that they'd been wrong for most of their lives, and most people can't handle that psychological stress, which means that they're cowards. One more reason to fire your MD. Check it out. It's going to be live tonight. It's going to be a great event, a worldwide event for insiders and their guests only, exclusively at fireyourmdnow.com. Let's scurry on down to sunny Florida and see what's happening with Meg. Hey, Meg, thanks for calling. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden.
What's going on, Meg?
I'm doing good. How are you? It's great to be on the show.
Well, hey, thanks for calling. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. What's happening in Florida?
Well, the weather is not too good today. It's almost like an English weather. And,
my heart bleeds for you, Meg. My heart bleeds for you. What do you have? You have one cloudy day all year, right?
But we're still good. We're happy. We're excited with that still.
So how can I help?
Well, doctor, I have a client who's diabetic. I got them started on the Healthy Start diabetes path. The blood sugar path, as well as they were complaining that they thought they needed to lose some weight. So I gave them the herbal rainforest as well and selenium. They're also on a number of medications, ACTOS, Actos.
Yep.
AMARLY, SIM, SIMBAST, and MEPTORMIN, I think.
Yeah, okay.
So they're very concerned. He was telling me that he doesn't feel good, and he knows that there's something wrong with him, and he's not very happy with his doctor. But he couldn't call because he works at this time of the day, and he asked me to call in and ask you, how can he get off of this, and if there's anything that he needs to add to what he's already taken?
All right, well, that's a very, very good question, Meg. How much does he weigh?
He weighs 195 pounds, and he's 47 years old.
All right, so here's what I would like him to do for 90 days, okay? In a perfect world, he would do 2 healthy blood sugar packs and 4 bottles of selenium a month. 2 healthy blood sugar packs and 4 bottles of selenium. Do you think he can afford that?
I am not sure, but I'll run it by him.
All right, that's plan A. Here's plan B. One healthy blood sugar pack. 1 healthy blood sugar pack.
Okay.
3... I'm just doing some calculations. 1 healthy blood sugar pack, 2 bottles of sweeties, and 3 bottles of selenium. 3 selenium, 2 sweeties, and 1 healthy blood sugar pack. That's plan B. Plus, of course, in order to maximize the absorption of the supplements, right, he has to stop eating wheat, barley, rye, and oats and the other 10 bad foods. So you have to help him with that. You have to show him the bad food lists. If you're an insider with my online health recovery subscription, you can send him a webinar that I did on good food, bad food to try to convince him that these foods really are bad and he needs to stop taking them. And also for 4 weeks, or just for 2 weeks, what I would encourage him to do as an experiment, once he's taking more sweeties, for 14 days, have him stop doing anything that's sweet, just for 14 days. No fruit juice, no dried fruit, no fruit, no honey, no maple syrup, no agave, no nothing that's sweet for 14 days, and see if he starts to get movement in his blood sugar numbers once he's increased his sweeties intake. Sweeties is the key here for this guy. He needs the sweeties. He needs to eliminate the 10 bad foods. And we're going to knock these things off one at a time, right? First one thing that gets better, and then the next, and then the next. So he has to be into this for the long haul. More sweeties and more selenium is a good place to start. Thanks for the call, Meg. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today is December 5th, 2013. Dr. Peter Glidden here, gearing up for tonight's worldwide webinar on fibromyalgia. Check it out, fireyourmdnow.com, available for insiders only. 866-582-9933. That's the number to call here to speak with me live today, 866-582-9933. Let's go to L.A. and talk to Alfredo about kidneys. Hey, Alfredo, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hello, Dr. Peter Glidden. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome, Alfredo. How can I help?
Okay, so I'm calling on behalf of my cousin because he's actually at work right now. Now, the problem here is that the doctors last week wanted to get him on dialysis.
Oh.
Yeah, because they said his left kidney was at 10% and his right kidney was very small, that it wasn't functioning. And yesterday, I actually got him on the base on the 90 for Life. So I just wanted to know, what can we add to help him get better, doctor?
Well, there's a couple things we can do to support and promote the structure and function of the kidney, and you never know how bad it is with the kidney. And Dr. Wallach's research really is groundbreaking here, and it's amazing to me that, well, it's not really amazing to me that nobody else is aware of this, because MDs, they've got their heads up their backsides so far they can't even see daylight. But after 26,000 autopsies, Dr. Wallach started seeing patterns with kidney disease. And 99 times out of 100, the problem with the kidney is not the kidney, that the loops of Henle and all of the architecture inside of the kidney is perfectly fine and is functioning just very well, thank you very much. But the problem is the blood vessels in the kidneys have gotten all clogged up. And there are, Mother Nature is just an amazing thing, man. There are some blood vessels in the kidney that are so small that only one red blood cell at a time can move through the blood vessel. I mean, there are miles of blood vessels inside one kidney, right? So it's easy for the blood vessel to get gummed up if you are, following the advice of MDs and following the advice of Betty Crocker and following the advice of General Mills and Monsanto and just eating all the wrong stuff all the time. So from our point of view, the main cause of funky kidneys is clogged blood vessels in and around the kidneys. It's also called peripheral arterial disease. So what causes clogged blood vessels anywhere in the heart? Well, it's oxidative damage to the blood vessels. What causes oxidative damage? Free radicals. What are the sources of free radicals? Well, free radicals are everywhere all the time, right? Automobile exhaust, secondhand smoke, pesticides in the food, crap in the air, crap in the water, crap in the food. All of these things contain free radicals. And when they're in superabundance in the body, they're going to clog stuff up and damage stuff, right? So we need to eliminate our exposure to free radicals as best we can. And the best way that we can do that is by paying attention to our diet, because there are a number of foods which are big free radical donors, So, there's not a whole lot you can do about secondhand smoke or automobile exhaust or crap in the air, food or water, right? But there's a lot that you can do with food. So that's why we came up with the 10 bad food list. So this guy really has to stop eating the 10 bad foods, especially oil in a bottle and fried food. He can't even, I don't even want him to be downwind of fried food, man. Does he eat a lot of French fries or fried chicken or something like that?
He's a fan of hamburgers, yeah, so definitely we're going to have to tell him to cut on the oil food.
Yeah, because people that eat hamburgers eat the French fries, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so see, that's a problem. But, the body has a fire department. The body has a police department, which is the immune system. The body also has a fire department that it uses to put out the fires of inflammation caused by free radicals. And the major firewoman inside the body is the molecule called glutathione. And glutathione is recycled in the presence of this trace mineral selenium. So with anybody that we're trying to optimize their antioxidant, ability and to optimize the fire department in their body to put out the fires of inflammation, the recommendation would be to go crazy with selenium. Not too much, but just enough. You want the Goldilocks dose of selenium. And to do that, the recommendation is 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per day. 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per day. A good healthy pack for this guy to start with is the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack. So I'd give him the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack, 1 per 100 pounds per month. And the secret sauce here to support and promote circulation in the body would be the Ultimate Daily Capsules. So give him 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Caps per 200 pounds of body weight per month. Clean up his diet. And also, antioxidants are a must for him, and he needs to start eating food and drinking stuff that's high in antioxidants. So do a Google search for that. Figure out what foods are high in antioxidants and just have him do a little switcheroo, right? So if he stops drinking white wine and drinks red wine, he's got more antioxidants. If he starts drinking green tea instead of coffee, he's got more antioxidants. If he starts eating walnuts and curry powder and turmeric, right, he's got more antioxidants. So it's not that difficult a thing to do. You just kind of have to get into that groove. But I tell you the truth, man, I've seen lots of people who've been on dialysis and they get on board with medical nutrition and all of a sudden they don't need dialysis anymore. Now, wow. there is a point of no return beyond which the body can't fix it, right? It's too far gone, man. It's too broken. Forget it. It's just too late. And you can't help it. You can't help it. But I don't know where that point is. His medical doctor certainly doesn't know where it is. Nobody knows where it is. So all he can do really is clean up his diet, take the nutrients, keep his fingers crossed, and see what happens. And it's a good program moving forward because, you know, inflammation in the body that's so much that it's hurting the kidneys is hurting other things as well, right?
Yes.
Because everything's connected, and it's just a matter of time until something else starts to become affected negatively also. So whether his kidneys are too far gone or not is secondary to the greater thing here, because unless he cleans his act up, cleans his diet up, takes the nutrients, it's only a matter of time until something else breaks. And so we can do a lot for this guy with the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack Selenium and Ultimate Daily Capsules. Sound good, Alfredo?
Sound great. Thank you so much, Dr. Peter Glidden.
All right, Alfredo, you're the man. Keep up the good work in Los Angeles. Call us anytime. From L.A. to Washington to talk to Daniel about a follow-up on hair loss. Oh, this should be interesting. Hey, Daniel, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, Peter, I called you about, maybe it was like 4 months ago, but I called and I asked you about tinnitus and something else. I'm not sure what else it was about, but I have been doing what you suggested about the tinnitus, and I haven't seen any results yet. I still have a ringing in my ear, and I was kind of wondering, what does the body actually do when it, you know, the skull is better, you know, from the calcium and all the stuff I'm taking?
Yeah, okay, it's a good question. So from our point of view, the most common cause of ringing in the ear is osteoporosis of the skull, right, which means that the skull bone gets soft and weak, and there are little canals in the skull that the nerves from your brain, the cranial nerves, go through in order to get, in this case, to your eardrum. When the skull bone gets squishy, the little canal gets loaded with connective tissue, and that rubs up against the nerve, causing ringing in the ears. So the process here is one of re-infiltration of the bone matrix in the skull with healthy bone nutrients so that the skull can come around and fix itself. Now, you know, depending on your age, your height, your weight, your latitude on the globe, and your metabolic rate, and too many other factors to predict, God only knows how long it's going to take for your body, number one, to strengthen the skull back to, you know, its normal standard, and then number two, to clean up the old funky connective tissue that's inside that little canal in the skull.
Does the body just like flush that out, or does it just destroy the fail-safe things?
Yes, yeah, that's it. Exactly correct. It destroys the fail-safe stuff, reabsorbs it because it doesn't need it anymore, right?
Okay.
All right, but now, this, Daniel, because of the holistic nature of, you know, the human being, and because of the way that medical nutrition works, we expect some things somewhere in the body-mind to improve before the chief complaint improves. So, you know, since you've been doing this program, even though the ringing in the ears has not changed at all, has anything else changed? Has anything gotten better? Mood, appetite, weight, sleep, energy, I mean, aches and pains. Has anything improved anywhere?
Not really. I kind of got a boatload of problems, so it's hard to keep up with it all.
Well, all right. So give me the list, man. So besides ringing in the ears, what else you got?
Let's see. Well, I was diagnosed with Asperger's when I was a child.
Yeah.
And kind of dealing with that my whole life. Mostly just stigma, but
yeah, I got it.
Really bad depression for the last 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And just all kinds of symptoms with that, anxiety. That's all I can think of right now. But I had another question about hair loss too, because now I'm losing my hair. And
yeah, that's interesting to me. How's your body weight? Are you lower than normal? Are you normal, or are you more than normal?
I think it kind of fluctuates, but I should be 150. I don't know how much I weigh now, but it kind of goes from 135 to 150.
Okay, and how much of the white liquid calcium are you taking every month?
I got the Cal Toddy. I've been taking that every month.
Well, you do one bottle a month of the Cal Toddy?
One bottle a month of Cal Toddy, yeah. And I've been taking the OsteoFX, too. One bottle a month of that stuff as well.
All right. You doing glucogel?
Yep, I got 2 glucogel at 240, like you told me to.
Yep.
And, yep, I've been taking those.
Selenium, probably?
Yeah. I just ran out of selenium, though.
All right. And you did the Beyond Tangy and the EFAs?
Yeah. But
All
I think I'm going to have to cut out some of that because I just had to quit my job, so I got another job that's only part-time, so.
Oh, well, all right. So here's what I would encourage you to do. No kidding. I would encourage you to call Longevity, tell them your customer number, and ask them who in your upline is actively building the business.
Right.
And then call that person and say, hey, I'd like to make $500 a month. Show me how to do that. Because it's not that hard. It's not an overnight, money sensation, but it's not that hard, man. It's not that hard at all. And I would encourage you to do that. I would look at this as an opportunity rather than an obstacle, losing your job. But here's what I want you to do for 7 days, and then call me back. I want you to do 4 ounces of calcium a day for 7 days. 4 ounces of calcium a day. And each time you do it, I want you to put it in a little bit of orange juice. All right? So 1 ounce of liquid calcium and 1 ounce or 2 ounces of orange juice 4 times a day for 7 days. And then call me back, and we'll talk about hair loss then. Check it out. Back, everybody. Finishing it out today here with Chris in Kansas City. Before we go over to Chris, tonight's webinar, worldwide, with Dr. Wallach, fibromyalgia. Find out the link between fibromyalgia, cystic fibrosis, muscular dystrophy. You're going to watch your head explode. Tonight at 8 o'clock for insiders and their guests only. Become an insider at fireyourmdnow.com. Hit the Become an Insider button. And I'll see you on the World Wide Web at 8 p.m. Central Time. Let's finish it out in Kansas City with Chris. Hey, Chris, thanks for calling.
Hey, Dr. Glidden, how are you today?
Good, thanks. Thanks for calling. What's up?
I've had my diet cleaned up for Josh a year. I basically do what you say. Don't eat the bad foods. Every once in a while, I might have chips and dip. Now, that's got fried, but I don't do it a lot. On the other hand, I've been doing 2 Healthy Start Packs a month. I do the Cell Shield, the De-Stress, 4 bottles of selenium. Every time I do my minerals, I'll take 5 caps of Z-Radical. And let's see, two daily tabs with each of my doses, which I do 3 capsules or whatever, or 3 types of vitamin supplement doses a day. So I do 2 caps for a total of 6 daily tabs a day. And if I'm missing anything, I don't think I am, but I'm still dealing with. I've got these sinus issues, and I've quit all dairy also. So now it's worse because it seems like it's some funk up in there. I will not go to the MD. And I've got these swollen sebaceous saliva lymph nodes under my jaw, which they started when I got this stuff coming on about a week ago. So,
well, does anybody else have it? Is this something that's going around? Does anybody else in your neck of the woods have this?
Well, my buddy, we all went to a training meeting, the company, and 3 or 4 of them has it, and he said his kind of swollen, but I'm just, I didn't know what, I'm doing sinus flushes and all kind of stuff like that, so,
I've got a trick up my sleeve or 2, you bet. The best thing to do for this is colloidal silver.
Okay.
Now, Longevity has a colloidal silver, but they don't have it in a spray bottle. My advice to you would be go to a health food store or a Whole Foods and get colloidal silver in a little nasal spray applicator. It's a glass bottle. It's got this little tube on the top of it. and you stick the little tube inside your nose and give the bottle a little pump. There's a little pumper on top, and it turns the colloidal silver into a mist. And when you pump it, you inhale through your nose, and you get the silver mist up into your sinus cavities. Now, here's the secret. You want to do a couple of sprays with your head at different angles to the floor. So start by put the little spray nozzle in one of your nostrils, the right or the left nostril, and bring your chin all the way to your chest, and then give it a couple pumps, and then bring your chin parallel to the floor and give it a couple pumps, and then look up at 45 degrees and give it a couple pumps, and then look as far back as you can and give it a couple of pumps, and then reproduce that in the other nostril. Okay. So, all right, do that. I would do the colloidal silver to each nostril every 2 hours. Okay. And I'm gonna bet you 25 cents that just the colloidal silver all by itself is going to go a long way towards helping you get on the other side of this sinus infection pretty rapidly. Colloidal silver, when used appropriately, is quite remarkable. They're using it in the most progressive burn units around the world right now. They're doing antiseptic sheets soaked in colloidal silver on top of the skin of, like 5th degree burn victims, and it's working wonders. So check out the colloidal silver, Chris. I think you're going to love how you feel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've done it again, ladies and gentlemen. You've wasted another perfectly 2 good hours with good old Dr. Glidden. Let's do it again tonight from 8 to 9 Central. FireYourMDNow.com. Check it out for insiders only, worldwide. Fibromyalgia. Let's get her done. God willing, back in the saddle tomorrow, 3 o'clock Central Time. See you then.